Sup y'all, it's Risa with another speed build. So we are back at it again, building something for my Newcrest Family Tree Challenge. So, you might be asking, Risa, what's the Newcrest Family Tree Challenge? And if you're asking that, I am wondering how you found my channel because that's pretty much all I'm doing at the moment. So, the Newcrest Family Tree Challenge is a challenge that I made up in The Sims, and what you're trying to do is fill up the entirety of Newcrest with just one family. You're only allowed to have 2 new lots per generation, so you can't just have 15 children and fill it all up. Because that is a strategy that I would respect. However, it just isn't in the spirit of the challenge. So what I have here is the house for our next heir. So I just finished up Gen 1. She had twins, our founder had twins, and my last speed build was the spare child's house. This is for our heir, Charley. Charley likes the color purple, and she likes mid-century modern. So I went full mid-century modern, including, like, everything about it. You know how mid-century, one of the biggest things in mid-century modern was that they specifically were like, yes, here is this featureless wall. It's like, what? You're promoting a featureless wall that it has no windows? And yes, they were. So I took inspiration from a vintage floor plan that I found from I think it was the 60s. I really enjoy it. I enjoyed doing this because it's so silly to me, trying to do this kind of like accurate thing. I always have a lot of fun with it. I really like taking vintage floor plans and trying to make them into like usable houses in The Sims. So in this case, it was mid-century, and I actually built the whole floor plan in another on another lot in Oasis Springs after I did this. And that is up on my gallery. With my origin ID is kookykitt, KOOKYKITT. The one that I built, like, more accurate to the floor plan, it is base game only, and it's in Oasis Springs. I'm really happy. I'm really having a lot of fun building with base game only. I know this has nothing to do with what I'm building right now, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Maybe. But I really enjoy doing base game builds, especially since now The Sims base game is free to play. So if you didn't know that and you're like, oh wow, I wanted to play The Sims. Well, good news is that it's free to play now, which I'm excited about. I know a lot of people are not huge fans of the idea, mostly because it is often going to then be, how do I put it? It means there's more likely to be like microtransactions, basically. But in my opinion, that's what kits are already. So I don't see a point in being like, oh no, we're going to have more microtransactions. Y'all, we already do. They're called kits. They're overpriced, and I have a bunch of them for some reason. It's one of those things where I was like, okay, I like it enough to get it. So that's why I have the Bloomin' Rooms kit, which I used quite a bit in this build, because I just like how it looks. But yes, the actual build, let's talk about it. So my Sim Charley, she's our heir. She is a green fiend, maker, and non-committal. So I'm going to have her be a master. Her aspiration is master maker. So that's my plan, to go full forward with that. Obviously, as someone who's non-committal, we're not going to really get the same kind of family situation going on, because she's not going to want to get into a relationship. So I'm thinking of having her just kind of have some maybe woohoo buddies, because I think I don't do that very often, and I think it would be fun to be able to do it. just have a bunch of baby daddies, baby mamas, whatever. And usually I would just try and go straight in with twins, but I think it would be more fun to do it the other way and just have, a couple kids. It would be a lot of fun. Let me know, do you guys do that kind of gameplay? Let me know in the comments, because I am never someone who does a lot of drama in gameplay until very recently, and then I started just like, my most recent thing I've been doing on my own is I have been randomizing a sim. So I literally go for each feature and I click randomize, and I'm only letting myself do it 3 times. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I think it's a lot of fun. So each feature I'm randomizing, and then their clothes I'm randomizing their traits and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun, to be honest, and I highly recommend doing that if you've been looking for like a challenge or something to do. I also then, in those games, spend a bunch of, like, anything my sim wants, any of their wants, I immediately, if I can make it happen, I make it happen. Which is not so fun when you have a sim who hates children, because then they're constantly being like, I want to go make a toddler cry. I want to crush the hopes and dreams of a toddler. And it's like, oh, please no. Can we not? Can we really not? Same with socially awkward. That's another one that can be really frustrating, because then they're like, I want to specifically confess to someone that I'm socially awkward. Like, constantly. It's like, dude, come on. But, back to the build. My sim, Charley, also likes wellness is like her main thing she likes. So I have one of the bedrooms is just her yoga mat room right now, because I built a 3-bedroom because I don't want to have to build another house. I don't want to have to like keep building onto it. So I just went straight for a 3-bedroom because I plan on having 2 children. So this way she can just have 2 children. We don't have to worry about, that again. No worrying about, trying to rebuild at any point. Especially since this is, like, if it was on, like, my own, not streaming, I would be a lot happier to just build again. But when it's on stream, I'm just like, I don't want to waste stream time building. So that's why I'm doing the speed builds instead, which is helpful. Okay, so I had a lot of trouble with the living room area of this build because it is not what I usually do. So I was really trying to figure out what I could do to fill that space in the front center, because I was like, oh, well, this back area is perfect for putting the couch and stuff. But the front area, just, there's nothing else I could figure out what to do with it. So I decided to do something which is like, I grew up in an area with a lot of mid-century housing and houses, and my uncle had this amazing mid-century house, and it had like the conversation pit and everything. So I take a lot of like inspiration from that. So as you can see, I have put in an extra wall to divide the space up, because that is a very common thing in mid-century like houses, is having like either a wall like that or like a big fireplace that you can have on like either side of it. So what I did was I separated up the space. So, and then I made the space in the back a little office area, because, she's going to need it if she's going to be a freelance maker, or whatever it's called. Freelance crafter, perhaps? So I was like, yes, I'll do that. I think it turned out really cute. And I just really like this space. I like this house. I'm really proud of it, to be honest. I'm rarely like, oh yeah, I really like my own build. But in this case, I do. I think it's cute. I don't know. That's just me though. I still overuse, back to the build. I overuse those tiny living plant swatches on those paintings. I use them so much. Not to mention that paranormal stuff couch that I used here, which I also used in her mother's house. I just really like it. It comes in some awesome swatches, and it also has the like throw on it, and I think it just looks really nice. I used a lot of tiny living in this build, but that's because most of tiny living falls tiny living and Dream Home Decorator, most of them fall under mid-century, so that's why I went with a bunch of it. I think it really is cute though. But then again, I'm a sucker for mid-century, to be real. I enjoy mid-century modern like decor, and I actually like a lot of the house like designs, mostly because I'm someone who likes ranch style houses a lot better, and most mid-century builds were ranch style, at least the ones in Southern California that I saw. Most of them are ranch style, and as someone, I have a bunch of problems with my joints, so I can't really go up and down stairs very easily, so ranch style is kind of what I'm a fan of. We're looking at houses right now, my husband and I, and honestly, we're looking at mostly ranch style because of it, because of my joints. They don't like to go up and down stairs. I'm currently living in a townhome, so there is a second floor, and oh no, on bad pain days, it's terrible. So, into the landscaping, I'm just trying out a more natural style of landscaping than I have in the past. Because in the past I've kind of done really like staged kind of things that are like lined with other bushes and stuff like that. And I'm trying to do things that I don't normally do. So I used rocks instead. Now that rocks are less expensive, I was like, okay, let's do it. So I used rocks because, again, in the mid-century places I've seen, it's a lot more spread out and not so staged with the landscaping. So I thought I'd try something like that, and I think it turned out cute. Maybe I put too many rocks. I don't know. But I like the more natural looking plants as well. So I have that like wild grass one. I used that in this, and I used the lavender that's the same kind of, it's basically just a different swatch of that wild grass mesh. That's the word, mesh, not texture. I have a recycling machine out here because, like I said, she's a green fiend, so she's going to want to recycle. And as Master Maker, one of the milestones includes recycle 5 times. So I did that. Also, part of the challenge is you have to, before you can move on to, the next generation, you have to have made your lot have a green eco footprint. That's just like an optional thing that I enjoy doing, that kind of thing. I enjoy having those kinds of rules, but that's why I made my own challenge. But part of my challenge is also, you do you. We're not keeping score or anything. It's fun to have limitations, but I'm not going to impose them on you guys. So that's why I'm also like, yeah, you can cheat. You can use mods. I don't care. So we're at the end of the build. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up and leave me a comment telling me what you think, what kind of thing you'd like to see. Are you playing this challenge as well? If you're playing the challenge, you can join our Discord. Well, yeah, it's my Discord. It's down. The link is in the description. So are the rules to the challenge. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out, y'all.
you.